Hello and welcome to the first episode of It Is What It Is with Zade. I'm your host, Zade Eldomiaty, reporting to you live from the beautiful city of Chicago, Illinois. Been thinking about doing this for a while now, and I always like to think, you gotta start it to do it. Oh, art can't exist in a vacuum. Oh, yeah. Take two. Here we go. We are back. It is your host, Zade Eldomiaty, and this is the podcast. It Is What It Is. I appreciate you joining this evening, morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you're coming from. My name is Zade, and I'm here in Chicago. Beautiful city, the Windy City, city where I was raised. Shout out to North Carolina as well. But I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, and one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast is, first of all, I love having conversations. I like talking in sales, something that I've always enjoyed. I like talking with people. I know this is no guest. This is the beginning, kind of the inception episode, just trying to figure out what this is. I'm sure it's going to change over the coming weeks and months, but I'm happy to be in front of you guys, and I'm happy to share some of my insights. I love reading. I love painting. I'm actually going to be trying to sell these paintings, so I'm going to have different ones kind of posted up in the back over the coming weeks and months. And if there's any of them that are interesting to you, feel free to reach out. Always more than happy to have a conversation, see if we could help. And one of my primary goals with this podcast, I feel like, from my personal perspective, I shouldn't say my personal perspective, that's the only one. Yeah! Take three, yummy. Good things comes in threes. All right, so I kind of did a couple of these already, and I'm just going to kind of clip them together, but we're just going to start from here. What's going on, people? What's up, world? I'm doing this March 9th, 2026. It's crazy we're in the year 2026. It's a lot of things I want to say, and I'm going to not try to put it all in the beginning because I feel like more will come out. I mean, I don't want to just spit out stuff or read off a notebook. I feel like that's not as free-flowing as I'd like this to be. So no, he. Life. Right now, I'm Muslim. I've been fasting. Been fasting for the past a little over 2 weeks now. I do it every day. Something that I've grown into. Things that it's taught me, it's given me a lot. I'm hungry. I think that's I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I love drinking water. I love staying hydrated. I'm not hydrated right now. Maybe that's why this sucks or why I'm cranky, but what do you want to say? What do you want to say? I'll say this, people are pretty negative right now. People don't really look at each other as much anymore, it feels like. It feels like people are sad. I think the phones have a lot to do with that. Social media, video games. I don't know. I can only speak from my own personal experience, and what I can say is when I put the phone away, I feel a whole lot better. Over the past couple nights, I've been sleeping with my phone in my bathroom. I'm in a studio apartment, so not a lot of space. And they say, put your phone in a different room. Well, I only have really one big room, so try to find it, try to make do with what you can. I gotta say, waking up and not seeing it first thing has been fantastic. For me, I'm not a scientist. I don't have the data to back that up. I could just speak to my own personal experience. And I don't know. I always like to say from growing up, I always love quotes. I like reading, as I mentioned in some of the clips that I hopefully edited well before this, but I'm not going to tell you what take this is, because I am ashamed to say. But what I will say is this. I'm a positive dude. I'm an optimist. I always have been. Maybe to a naive point at certain times, especially as you get older, you learn more things, and it kind of makes you a little bit more cynical about the world, about this country potentially, about other things. But what I do want to share with people, and what the goal of this, whatever this is that I feel like we should be more together. Smile, laugh a little bit more, talk a little bit more, be a little bit more forgiving of each other. I feel like nobody should ever be beyond forgiveness, and the fact that we're in a place in this country and in the world where we're at such odds with each other, you can't even have a conversation. I don't think that helps anybody. I think it isolates people. I think it encourages paranoia and fear. In an age of such uncertainty, I don't think that's helping anybody. So my goal of this podcast, you might laugh, you might be like, oh, this sucks, you might cry, you might think this is great. Whatever it is, I think it's important for me, and something that I've thought about more recently, is you got to separate yourself from the outcome, from whatever the end result is. They say it's the journey, not the destination. It's an incredibly cliche thing to say. There's a lot of things that are cliche that if you think about it for long enough, there's a reason why people say it. There's a reason why it's been repeated for such a long time. And when you don't focus on how people are perceiving you, or how things end up, or if you win, if you close the deal, or whatever the case may be, whatever the medium of your expression is, if you enjoy just doing it, that's important. That means something. If it means something to you, then it means something. And I hear a lot of people, the indifference nowadays, what's the word? What do they say? It's nonchalant. I think that is a crux of horseshit. Give a shit, dude. Be passionate. Care about something. We're on this planet for who knows. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it's like you might as well enjoy yourself. You might as well have a little bit of passion, a little bit of fire in your stomach. Because if you don't, then you're kind of just sleepwalking through life. And I'm not going to tell you, this isn't me preaching to anybody. I'm more so saying this out loud so I can take it in myself. But if you don't care about anything, or if nothing gets to you because you're too cool for that or whatever, to each their own, but I think it's pretty cool to give a shit. I think it's cool to care. I think people with passions are something that I've always appreciated. It's funny, I used to be in staffing, and used to give people like interview advice, and one of the things that I would tell people in interviews, and my own personal interviews as well, is, I find tremendous satisfaction in a job well done. Like, if you're good at what you do, I don't care what you do. You could be a great car mechanic. You could be an excellent waiter, just like making things happen on a Friday night in a beautiful, busy restaurant. You know what I mean? You could be the Bukayo Saka on the football pitch. You get me? You can, if you do what you do and you do it well and you take pride in that, it's amazing. And ultimately it leads for the world to be a better place, because your job doesn't define you, but how you move throughout life does. Your character defines you, especially in times of trial and times of challenge. And I, for one, think we're living in a challenging time right now. It's, there's rah, 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 there's a lot of noise. It's one of the reasons why, put the phone away. I think that, more than anything, is the best thing you can do for your state of mind, for your heart, for your happiness, for your peace. It's a lot of noise, man. There's a ton of noise out there, and it's almost, people make it complicated when this is simple. Humans have been living on this planet for a very long time. And the unhappiness, the widespread, widely publicized unhappiness, the loneliness epidemic, the opioid epidemic, the addictions that people go through, I can't say it's all chalked down to, what Steve Jobs made in the lab and what Apple's been pushing out, or what Instagram does, or what these social media platforms do, not only to yourself, but to your brains. But what I can say is, you give yourself a little bit of peace, a little bit of time, a little bit of space. Go outside, take a walk, you know what I mean? Swim, get aquatic, do what you want to do. It helps. It really does help. And it's simple, but it's true. You know what I mean? Don't take my word for it. It's like I'm saying these things. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? These are my personal experiences. There's a million different people out there, a billion different people out there. Everybody's their own person. So, don't take my word for it. Go do it yourself. figure it out. If you don't like it, get back to me, comment down below, tell me how you feel. But at the end of the day, from boredom comes brilliance. It's a line that I heard, a line that I've always loved. And I do think it is so true. The best ideas I've had, the best paintings I've had, times where I've had genuinely unique insights, or at least that seemed the way to me at the time, were when things were quiet, when I wasn't distracted, when I didn't have my phone buzzing in my pocket. I've turned off all my notifications. The only thing that really buzzes my phone is a call. Because when you're constantly distracted, you're not here. And I heard something recently which was interesting, and it was talking about how anxiety, which is something I feel like you hear all the time now, comes from the future. Being sad or depression, which is an incredibly loaded word, comes from the past. When you're in between those two states of mind, you're everywhere but right here. And there's a beautiful thing about being right here, right now. Like I'm telling you, I'm filming this. It's the first time. This may never come out. This may come out. It may be good. It may be shit. It may be good. Maybe shit. But at least I can say I'm here. I'm sitting in a chair in my kitchen feeling foolish, looking at my iPhone, which I'm criticizing. I'm staring at the face of the barrel of the thing that I'm saying will destroy me. But I don't know. Feels good. You know, I've said I wanted to do this for a very long time. Kind of put it off. Kind of told people in my life, hey, podcast this, podcast that. Everybody has a podcast now. You feel like a fraud. But that's perception. When you're thinking about other people's perception and you're allowing those perceptions to dictate your actions today, tomorrow, yesterday, you're not doing it for yourself. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to remove myself from the outcome. I don't know if this gets 2 views. I don't know if it gets 0 views. If it gets lots of views. Who knows? And I'm saying this. Do I mean it? Find out. We'll see how it feels. Say it out loud just to see how it feels. I don't care, man. I don't care. It's cool. It feels kind of good getting some of this stuff off my chest. I talk with a lot of my friends. I like to have good long conversations and, you know, catch up, see how they're doing. I like to read. I pick up some things along the way and I like to share with them, bounce ideas off them. I'm a big to ideate and to chew on an idea and just see how, you know, see the different angles of it, play devil's advocate. Thought experiment, so to speak. I think it's exciting. I think it's nice. I think it's good for your mind to kind of walk through these things, to challenge your assumptions, because things change, you know. To change your perspective when presented with new information is a sign of strength. So many people dig their heels in. They're stubborn. I'm stubborn to an extent too. But they're like, no, I felt like this. I thought like this. I believed this for such a long time that if I were to switch my perspective on it, it's weak, or I'd be wrong and they don't want to admit they're wrong. Man, dude, I've been wrong so many times. And a quote that I've always loved, and it's about information, and to be informed, and the enemy of information is not ignorance, it's the illusion of knowledge. And I just realized I said that wrong. Knowledge, the enemy of knowledge is not ignorance. It is the illusion of knowledge. When you think you have the answers, you stop asking the questions. And the day you stop asking the questions is the day you are intellectually dead. You're done. Kaput. One of my best pieces of advice that I received was from my uncle when I was 16, 17 years old. And he told me, Zade, never stop being curious. Always seek more information. If you learn a little bit every day of your life, and you live a long life, think of how much you would know. And that's also what I'd like to say is I feel like we don't respect elders as much anymore. Those people have lots of wisdom. Experience is the best teacher, and they've experienced a whole lot. The idea that you can't learn from somebody because of the job they have or the amount of money they have or what they're wearing or their station in life is crazy. I think that's one of the problems with social media and an incredibly materialistic culture which has pervaded our society today is, oh, I have this title so I'm above you. I have this money so I'm above you. I think it would do well for us as a people, take a nice slice of humble pie, eat it, digest it, and move into the world open to the possibility that you can learn from everybody around you, because then, even when they recognize it or not, you're going to respect people more as a result of that. And like I said, I'm going to be saying a lot of shit over these, however long this lasts. I might be right, I might be wrong, but it's the pursuit that's meaningful. I'm being curious, and I'm open to being challenged, and I would love to have guests on future pods, and I really don't care what you do or who you are. If you want to talk with me, I love having a conversation. Feel free to reach out, comment down below. I'm here in Chicago, as I mentioned, and I think that's where I want to wrap it up for today. I in the future, I want these to be longer, but for right now, first one's the worst one, as I like to say. We're giving it a go. This is the rough draft, so to speak, but this is It Is What It Is podcast with Zade Eldomiaty. I appreciate you joining me. Have a blessed day.